Hello, welcome to the Sid and Sonia at SidFit show, or in this case, Sonia at SidFit and Sid in the Dominican, which will be lots of fun, along with our special guests. So it's an exciting day. Let's see here. We have Sid joining us and Mo joining us. How are you today?
Very good. Yourself?
Wonderful. I'm glad that we've got some, I don't know if you guys have sun shining there too. It looks like you do, but we finally have some sun
Yeah,
here.
yeah, just a bit, just a bit. It's
Yeah,
not
the last few days
summertime yet.
were. No, I wish. I'm so excited for that like fake summer that we got was
Yeah,
just amazing.
yeah, I was in Alberta last week, so it was a bit cold, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it's fine.
They
It's
tend
fine.
to get more snow than us too, don't they?
Yeah, we had a snowstorm, I think, the day after we arrived. So,
And
yeah,
I assume that you were out there for the Calgary Cup.
exactly. Yes, correct.
Wonderful, wonderful. And did you take a large team with you or just a few special fighters?
We had four
Oh,
fighters,
nice.
and they're all special. All my fighters are special.
I
So,
love that. I love that. And
yeah,
so they should be.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so they should be. So we're just Sid's trying to join, but I think he's just having some issues with his Wi-Fi connection
No
because it's not always the
problem.
best down there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, oh, he says he can't. Oh, he can't get in. Okay. Well, Sid, I'm gonna send you another invite, and we'll see if that'll let you in. I've sent you another one, so we'll see if that goes through. There we go. He's turning it on. There we have Sid now, all the way from the sun and the surf. See, he's down there with the nice. He's got it all. We'll have
Lucky
to get him,
guy.
right? We'll have to get him to bring some back.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. And how did your fighters do down in the Calgary Cup?
Three of them came back with gold,
Nice.
and unfortunately, Arturo Jr. didn't have any opponent at his weight class. We tried to find a makeout bout, but it didn't work out. But he did some sparring, good sparring with two good kids,
Awesome.
and he learned a lot. So it was a very good experience, and yeah, I'm really happy that we went, and they did great. They did really good.
That's amazing. Yeah, I see. I know that weight class for the kids, that seems to be a struggle. I see a lot
Yeah,
of places where they struggle to find people in the right weight class, right age even, because I know there is that allowance for even an age difference as well, right? So,
exactly. Age difference and weight difference, and you know when they're young, it's harder to lose weight also. And 2 kilos if they want to go up weight, 2 kilos, it's a big difference. So yeah, and unfortunately there was nobody at his weight class, but it's all right. He had a good experience. He saw the other kids fight, and he knows now what's the national level, and he knows that he has to work harder and train harder. So it was a good experience.
wonderful. I see he has joined us on here. He says, I
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
by first round
yeah.
KO.
No, that
If you
that's
would like to join us, Junior, please, you are more than welcome to.
he
It's been a while since I got to speak to you as well. So
yeah, he's a
I
funny
can't
kid.
believe how much he has grown.
Yeah, it's crazy. They grow up so fast. Last time I think he was like 10 or 9.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think he was probably like, I think he was about 9 or 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last time
no.
that I spoke to
He's
him.
he's 15 now. He's 15.
That's insane. Yeah, my son just turned 13, and I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, we're getting old, huh?
Oh, can you? It's such a sad thing. But so tell me then, as Sid has had troubles, so he unfortunately will not be able to join us. I don't know if it's my connection or his connection or what's happening. So we will be flying solo without Sid today, and that's not a problem whatsoever. Sid, enjoy your vacation, enjoy the sun and the surf, and have a margarita, a mojito, have something spicy for us. But yeah, so how is that going? Because I know Arturo's been training with you for quite a few years now.
Yeah,
When did
since
he
he
start
started.
training with you?
He started coming to the gym at 9 years old,
Yeah.
and his first bout at 11.
Wow.
And yeah, so he's been training for, let's say, 3, 4 years seriously. And unfortunately, because of COVID, we lost 2 years. So that's why he doesn't have much bouts. But I mean, the next few years is gonna be important for him. He's gonna be having a lot of fights, a lot of competitions. So yeah,
That's
we go
amazing.
from there.
So I gotta ask, what is the training plan when you have somebody in that age group? Because we have a lot of younger ones here, even at our center, who are just getting into that competition, just hitting their first, Brampton Cups, getting out there and having their first fights. What's the best advice that you would give to someone that age in regards to getting into competition and getting started?
Well, it's to make sure that they're ready. That's the most important thing. It's they need to be at the gym. They need to be training because, as you know, boxing is a very difficult sport, and they're not playing with a ball. It's not soccer. They're getting punched in the head, so they have to be. You have to make sure that they're 100% ready mentally and physically before going to the bout because it can be life breaking. I see a lot of kids, they have their first bout, they're not ready, and they stop boxing after their first loss. So making sure that they're ready, making sure that they have a good defense. You don't want them to get hurt. And yeah, if they did the work at the gym, if they're training hard, it should go fine, and they should be victorious.
I love that. And that's exactly it. It is not like our other sports where, once or twice a week on the soccer field and then you go to the game. And it's important, safety for these kids
Correct.
is of extreme importance. We don't want kids walking around with concussions at such young ages.
Correct.
And I think that that's a wonderful thing. Make sure they want it, make sure they understand the risks, and make sure they have that defense.
That's true, exactly. What I'm happy about Arturo is that I don't think he got hit once in his 5 bouts that he had. So,
That's
so
amazing.
that's the good thing. Yeah, that's the good thing.
So I gotta know, do you guys watch his dad's training and fighting videos? Is he trying to, what's his style like? Is he going for that same style as his dad? Has he created his own style that he's just vibing to?
Yeah, I think every week he comes to the gym, he has a different style. Every week he comes to the gym, he has a different favorite fighter. Now his favorite fighter right now is Rolly Romero, so he tries to imitate Rolly. He's a bit of a clown sometimes, but you know what? He's a showman. He's gonna be great. Boxing it's one thing to be very good, have a lot of good skills and be good at boxing, but you also have to be a showman, right? It's if you want to turn pro one day, you really have to be a good seller. So yeah, he has a good personality. He's funny. He speaks like 5 languages, and he's also good at boxing. Yeah, and
And
yeah.
he's an extremely polite and respectful young gentleman. I will say that to you, Junior. I've never had an interaction with you where I did not feel like I was talking to an extremely kind and respectful young man. And in this day and age, that says a lot.
Yeah, he
I
is.
don't know. I
He
don't know how many
is.
teenagers you talk to, Mo, but if I hear, what was it, cap? That's so cap. The
Okay.
slang that they have,
Oh
I
yeah.
can't handle it.
No. Well, my fighters have slings too when they're at the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah. But outside the
I'm
gym,
trying to
they're
bring back the
respectful.
90s.
Yeah, outside the gym, they're pretty respectful, and but inside the gym, it's really horrible the way they talk to each other. I don't understand half the things that they're saying. So
Right?
that's a good
There's sometimes somebody does the same thing. I'm like, what?
thing.
And I keep getting called bruh. It's not
Bro, oh
working for
yeah,
me. And
yeah,
I'm like, it just doesn't fit.
yeah.
But I've been teaching my daughter 90s slang. I'm going to try and work it back into the gym and with
Okay.
all the fighters here so that we have, she's walking around. She's walked right up. She goes, I'm too legit. I'm too
That's
legit to quit. And I'm like, there we go. Let's bring that
that's
back.
good. Yeah.
So
I
there you
like.
go, Junior. Let's help me bring that back to your generation,
Sounds
please.
good. I like old
Some
school
good old
fighters, so
90s.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's a good time. So Mo, tell me, what is your coaching style? Because I assume that you're going to teach your pro fighters, coach your pro fighters a little differently than you are your amateur fighters.
Not really, to be honest. Not really. It's just that amateur, that you have less rounds, so they just have to the pace is just a bit higher. They have to throw more punches, but style-wise, most of the kids that come to the gym, they all want to turn pro one day. That's their objective, right? Um, Back then, the Olympic was really important. It was, going there was prestigious, but we don't feel that anymore. Like the last 2 years with all these Instagram fighter coming in, coming out, I feel now it's more of a show business than anything else. And going to the Olympics is not everybody's dreams, right?
That
So I'm
is
exactly, I'm more of an old school trainer, teach them the basics, most importantly, and most of them they want to turn pro. So exactly, so I teach them a lot of defense, a lot of counter punching, how to yeah. So that's about it. Yeah.
So Sid is watching us, so he's with us. He's just not, little picture in the corner here. But Sid has a question, and he says, Mo, what's the most important aspect of boxing you are teaching Junior at this time?
Well, defense. He does a lot of rounds in the ring, not not throwing punches. He doesn't throw punches. I'll put him with kids younger than him, and all he has to do is make sure that he doesn't get hit, use his footwork, use his defense, head movement. So that's the most important thing that I teach my kids, not just Arturo. It's make sure that they're always alert, always using their head movement, using their legs, and not to get hit flush. Because as you know, one punch in a boxing fight can change everything, right?
100%.
And and we don't want any concussions. It's a tough sport. So yeah,
Yeah, we want
defense.
them to get around. We want them to make that pro career if that's what they want to
Exactly.
do. So if let's say with your kids that you do have, what is a general week of training for those who have that aspiration and those who are competing right now? What would a week of training look like for them? How many times are they in the gym? What are they focusing on and working on to get themselves to their goals?
Well, most of them they come 5 times a week, Monday to Friday, and they also have conditioning with another coach. So me, I only do boxing, and well, it's boxing. It's always it's a routine, right? So they come to the gym, they warm up, shadow boxing, skipping rope, shadow boxing, stairs, then bag work. So we do drills on the bags, mitts, sparring, and that's about it. And the closer we get to a fight, so the more, because I'm the only trainer at my gym, so the more, yeah, the closer we get to a fight, I make sure that I train the person that is fighting, put more attention to the person that is fighting, and all the other kids are helping me prepare that person in particular. So this is how I work. Since I'm the only trainer, I try to use my other fighters to help me prepare that person for the fight or for the competition.
So who are the coaches that mentored you to get you like where you are today?
Well, for sure, Russ Amber is a big, big, big inspiration for me since he was the president of Ring 83 before me, and now I am. And I also work with him at Travel Boxing Gear, and he's in the corner with my pro fighters. And for me, he's the best trainer out of Canada. He has so much experience, so much knowledge, and he brought up his fighter from not knowing how to throw a jab to world championships. So so I have a lot of respect for Russ, and I was fortunate to see a lot of other trainer come to the gym, Freddie Roach, Chris Bird. So I saw a bit of everybody, but mostly is Russ Amber. I think his vision, his knowledge is the best suited for my vision also, and what I think is best for boxing.
What's the best piece of advice that he gave you when you started coaching?
Well, basics, always basics, no mistakes. That's the most important thing. Talent, you can't go as far with talent than hard work and the basics. For me, boxing is like chess, right? If you do a mistake in a chess, probably gonna lose the game, right? So try not to do mistakes. Make sure you have a good basic in boxing, and the rest is pretty easy to learn, right? Conditioning and running, hand in the bag. This is easy. The most important is learning the basics.
So Sid says does Mo do cuts as well? How's his hand grip game?
No, no, I don't do cuts. I don't do hand wrap. I'm a trainer. That's it. I leave the rest for Russ. Nobody can beat Russ at hand wrapping. He's so good that, I just
I've
gave
had
up.
the
I was like,
pleasure of watching him wrap hands at pro fights, and it is
exactly.
something to sit there and
Yeah.
watch for
Yeah.
sure.
I, I
We
tr
have another question that says, Mo, what do you think about Maz being Josh Taylor's sparring partner?
That's gonna be a very nice experience for Maz. Maz is my pro fighter. He's 19-0 right now
Yeah.
at 140 pounds. He's getting closer to the top 10 right now. So
Yeah.
sparring with Josh Taylor, we're gonna see his level, where he's at, right? Josh Taylor was undisputed world champion. It's not gonna be an easy task for him, but I'm sure that he's gonna do well, and we're gonna be able to see where he's at right now
And
and what needs to be
he's been
done
doing well.
too.
I've had the pleasure of seeing a few of his pro fights. And yeah, he's quite special in the ring. I think he's got a lot of potential to just keep climbing those ranks as he's going. I'm excited to
Exactly.
see where his career goes for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
exactly. He started boxing late too, so he didn't
Oh,
start
really?
boxing early. Yeah, he started boxing, I think, at 16, 17 years old.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's already an overachiever for me. Uh, so yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. I'm pretty proud of the kid. He trains hard. He's a hard worker. So yeah.
Huh, that's awesome. I love that. So what if you had the choice and you're going to sit here and you get to choose just training pro fighters or getting them from kids and getting them, coaching them through amateur and then taking them pro, what's your preference? Like, do you prefer to train
Mm,
the pro fighters that come to you with a basic knowledge that you're now just kind of putting that little perfection onto,
yeah.
or do you prefer getting them from absolutely nothing and working them from the ground up?
Well, that's funny because Mark Ramsey, I don't know if you know Mark Ramsey, he's a good trainer here in Montreal. He has world champion, and he used to train at my gym at Ring 83, right? And he only used to train, at a certain point, he only trained pro fighters.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I told myself is that I will always train amateurs. For me, I want to train them since they're young, bring them from not knowing how to throw a jab to world championships. For me, training a fighter from another gym that came from another country, that already established, that already had experience, for me, that's the easy way, right,
Yeah.
to do it. So me, I like the hard way. It's the kids that have no experience at all, and make them good, make them great. So I will always train amateur. The day that I'm gonna stop training amateur, I'm just gonna stop training boxing at
Oh
all.
my goodness, that'll be a sad day for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, no, amateur is the
I always
best.
found, I think, when you take someone who's been at another gym, do you find that you have to reteach them a lot of things that you feel they could do? But like, I feel like that's a difficult part, right? Because they're getting taught one way by somebody like I'm going to coach differently than you're going to coach.
Correct.
So do you ever find like a struggle in recreating or getting them to start back at a basic and do it differently or understand why?
Well, listen, I don't really accept people from other gyms. That I have a few fighters that ask me to train them. Um, it's what different. It's one thing to have different styles and different kind of trainers. I understand that not everybody is the same, but basic should always be the same, right? Throwing a jab is throwing a jab. It can be an upper jab, it can be a regular jab, but you should be able to throw a jab. And what I hate the most is when I see these kids that have 30, 40 fights, they come to my gym and they still don't know how to throw a proper jab. I'm like, okay, these guys are just natural. That's why they're good, because technically they're really bad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When they have their chin up, I mean, having your chin up is not a style. You should not supposed to have your chin up. Your chin should always be down, right? So that's one thing that I hate the most, is seeing that we have lost the basics in boxing.
Yeah.
And now it's all about being physical, being an athlete. And I'm a more of an old school fighter.
Yeah.
And, everybody should go back to the basics, learn to have their shin down, guard up, and throw proper punches.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't disagree with you there. There is a big loss and let's get into it, Mo. How do you feel about the YouTube boxing stars? Let's
Yeah, no,
let's let's converse a bit.
yeah. Well, I don't really have an opinion. I'm more of a middle, but what Jake Paul is doing, I respect what he's
Yep.
doing because he brought Serrano on the map, and she became a millionaire, and she has more visibility. She has more of a bigger fan base now. So I respect what he's doing, but I'd like him to see his ass kicked, to be honest, against a real fighter. And but respect to him.
Yeah.
Look, he's training hard, and for me, he's a fighter. He's a boxer. We cannot say otherwise.
Yeah.
He's training. He's having real fights. He's going in the ring, and respect to him. But to be honest, the other fighters are already watched them. The other YouTube fighters are already watched them, so I can't tell you about the other ones. But Jake Paul is legit. We have to respect what he's doing. A lot of people are complaining that he's making crazy amounts of money. But I mean, if Leonardo DiCaprio tomorrow gets in the ring, he's gonna get paid millions for sure,
Right.
right? So he's a
That's
YouTube star.
I have a lot of respect for the attention he's brought back to the
Exactly,
sport.
100%.
Other than that, I mean, I personally struggle to take him seriously in the ring the majority of the time. I can't I haven't been able to bring myself to watch any of his fights to full capacity. But I do respect him for what he has done, especially, like, yes, Serrano, he's brought her to our attention to light, and
Yeah,
done a lot for the
he made the
sport
Katie
in
Taylor
bringing new
fight.
viewers.
He made
Yeah.
the Katie Taylor fight happen. I
Yeah.
think if it wasn't for him, the Katie Taylor fight in Serrano wasn't gonna happen. So yeah, he's done a lot of good things, and well, he's legit. He's a fighter. He gets in there and he fights, right? I mean, he picks his opponent, but who doesn't, right? Everybody now is complaining that Canelo doesn't want to fight Benavidez. I
Yes.
mean, right? So it's kind of the same thing, right?
But
He just wants the
doesn't
biggest.
that come down to the same like Mayweather and Pacquiao? That fight should have happened years before it ever did,
Exactly.
because they were picking their fights up to that point.
Exactly, and when pro fighters, when amateur turns pro, I mean the first 10 fights, it's mostly against guys that that shouldn't be in the ring. So we
Yeah, yeah.
we
There's
can't
there's
blame
always cushion
exactly
fighters.
we can't blame Jake Paul for that. He's not the one that invented that or brought that to boxing. So
So, Sid, I don't know if you're still with us and watching, but if you are, please send us your lightning round question, so that I can pass that on to Mo. So, Sid and I, near the end of our show, so I'll tell you, if you don't answer truthfully, Sid's going to have to hop back on a plane, and then he comes back and he's like, I'm going to fight you if you lie to us, kind of thing. Uh, which every time I really I beg for people to do it because I really just want to see Sid step back into the ring and fight somebody. But for those who are watching, lightning round is we get to ask you any single question we want to, boxing related or not boxing related, and just have some fun with some answers. So my lightning question for you today is, if you could step into the ring and fight anybody throughout boxing history, who would you want to fight and why?
anyone, wow,
Anyone.
who's the worst fighter ever? I don't want to get my ass whipped, so give me the worst guy. I don't know
Oh,
who
you
is
would
it, but
I mean, I would obviously lose 1,000,001 times over, but I mean, I would love to step in the ring with Duran, or
oh no, you
there were just those
wouldn't.
names where you're
You
like,
wouldn't.
I want to be
You
in there. I'd
wouldn't.
be
Even
annihilated.
Sid wouldn't. Nobody would.
Oh,
No,
I'd be
nobody would dare get in the ring.
1,000% annihilated in
Really? No, I
seconds, but I
would.
would still do
No,
it.
say goodbye to your kids before getting in the ring. I wouldn't fight Roberto Duran. No, neither Sugar Ray Robinson. No, these guys would literally kill you. If, what's his name? Sugar Ray killed someone, right? I
Yeah.
wouldn't take that risk. I wouldn't
No,
take
no,
that
that's
risk.
true.
No,
And then,
I rather
I have a
sit.
question
That's
for
why I
you.
became a trainer because I didn't like fighting that much, I think.
I have a question for you because you've been in the boxing world, for a while. Have you ever seen footage of Harry Greb fighting? I am on this hunt for years now, looking for footage of a Harry Greb fight, and I'm just like determined.
You should ask Russ, to be honest. I've never seen any footage neither.
I've heard
I heard about
rumors.
him. I heard about him, but
I've heard
Never saw. No.
rumors, but I've never ever been able to track down footage.
You
So,
should.
all
You
right,
should.
I will
I'm
see
pretty
if Russ
sure.
has.
I'm sure Russ have some footage and pictures about him. Yeah.
All right, I will. I'll have to talk to him and see if he can track something
Yeah.
down. Mo, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on today. We would love to have you on again when Sid is back here so that we can get some training tips for myself.
Sounds good.
So the show, we usually have Sid trains me a little bit because he's going to make me fight somebody on episode 50.
Really?
I have no idea who. I
Nice.
have updated my will, so, we've gotten some things organized. But I would love nothing more than to get some tips from you and have you join us for a training session. So please let me know your availability so we can have you back on and have some fun in the ring with some, actual boxing. But I do thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to talk with you. And I'm so excited to continue to watch Junior's career as it's unfolding in the amateurs and as he grows up. I'm so excited about that because, yeah, I loved watching his dad's fights
Yeah.
and so to have another one and to have him have that interest and spark in just kind of in him is very exciting.
Yeah.
It's very exciting as a boxing fan to see him come with that same passion.
Yeah. It's very fun. I have other few kids too. They're very, very good. I'm gonna have a very good team in a few years. I have
So
Omar.
excited for you.
I saw some people asking question in the comments. When is Omar turning pro? Omar is one of my best fighter. He's very good. He should be turning pro soon. I can't say when. And there's also Mark Rajakian. I saw he was watching the podcast. Mark is such an inspiration. He has a crazy story. He had cancer at 8 years old.
Oh,
He had one leg amputated.
what?
And so now he fights with one leg and he's 7-0, never lost. He won the bronze gloves and silver gloves, and he should be fighting
And how
up in
old is
class
this
soon.
gentleman?
He's 16 years old. 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's also obviously got like a very deep passion for the sport. Oh, please
100%.
send me footage.
I
I'm
will.
excited to see.
I will. It's crazy. Yeah, he fights on one leg like he has four legs. He has such a good footwork. It's really exceptional.
That's
So
exciting. Well, don't make fun of my footwork when you join us again because I have two legs and I'm extremely
no
off
problem.
balance.
I'm gonna tell Mark to give you some tips.
Please do.
Sounds
Please tell him to message me and help me because I have two left feet and even they don't work. So I really like the help. I can take
Perfect.
all the help I can get.
Perfect. We'll
Well,
come.
that's awesome.
We'll train you. We'll get you ready for your fights.
Please do. I have some
Sounds good.
kids in here as well who would absolutely love the sparring. So
Perfect.
please let us know if you would ever like to come
Yeah.
down. It would be an
Sure.
absolute pleasure to have you guys down here.
I'll come with my team for sure.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much,
Thank
Mo.
you.
We look forward to speaking to you again and enjoy your ever so wonderful Easter weekend.
Same to you. Bye bye.
All right, goodbye, everybody. We will see you back here in 2 weeks. Well, we should still be here. We might be at the new place. I don't know. So keep us, stay posted, stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Have a great long weekend.